So welcome to the next lecture, lecture number 18. In the yesterday's class or in the previous lecture, it started the Chebyshev approximation to design an analog filter. And to design a digital filter, first we'll design the analog filter with the given specification. Then we will go for the digital conversion, that is H of S to H of Z. In the last class, we have provided the equations for finding the order of the Chebyshev filter. Now, after that, we have to find what are the poles of Chebyshev filter. H of S is the system function of the analog filter. The poles of Chebyshev approximation is given by Pk or the Sk we can call sigma k plus j omega k. K is from 0 to n minus 1. That is the order of the filter. Where sigma k is given by A cos phi k and omega k is given by B sin phi k. And A and B are given by this equation, omega p into this bracket. Here it is minus is there, here it is plus is there. And mu is calculated from the epsilon. Epsilon is the passband value. It is 1 plus root 1 plus epsilon square divided by epsilon. And phi k, because you have to substitute for the phi k also, is given by 2k plus n plus 1 into pi divided by 2n. And for different values of the k up to the n. Same. The poles are of the system function is sigma k plus j omega k. You have calculated all these values and substituted here, we'll get sigma k plus this one. Then the system function has the Chebyshev filter similar to your Butterworth, k divided by s minus s1, s minus s1 star, s minus s2, s minus s2 star, that is complex conjugate, and this continues. So this is called as a factored form. So when you cross multiply, you will get this is a polynomial form. Okay. In this case, the k value is given by b naught for n odd, and its value is b naught divided by root of 1 plus epsilon square when n is even. Okay, what is the b naught? B naught is the last term. This is a constant term you are going to get from the polynomial form. Okay, so definitely you have to write the final expression for the Chebyshev filter, that system function, in this form, so that you will come to know the b naught value. Next, we'll take an example on Chebyshev filter. Given specifications are passband gain is attenuation is 2.5 dB. So and passband value frequency is 20 radians per second, and stop band attenuation is 30 dB, and stop band frequency is 50 radians per second. Now AP and AS are given in the dB. We have three type of calculating the n value. When AP is given in the dBs, or in the linear form, or depending on the delta and the epsilon. So I selected the expression wherein the AP and AS are given in dBs. So this is 10 to the power of 0.1 AS minus 1 divided by 10 to the power of 0.1 AP minus 1 divided by cos h inverse omega s by omega p. Every value you know, substitute it, you will get this value as 2.73, and the next integer value is 3 because n should be an integer. Next we'll find the poles of the filter. For that you need epsilon. Epsilon is calculated from the given equation. We'll get this as 0.882 and mu as 2.685. A as substitute the values of omega p and other things. We'll get this as 6.6 and B as 21. And phi k is 2k n plus 1 divided by 2n into pi. For n equal to 3, the phi k value is 2k plus n is 3 plus 1 divided by 2 into n is 3. And k ranges from 0, 1, 2 because n value is 3. The phi k comes out to be just 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 into 3 is 6. We'll get this value. Next, you have to find phi naught and the phi 1 and the phi 2. Okay, you have to find it out. For k equal to 0, substitute here 0, this is 4 pi by 6. And k equal to 1, this will be 6 pi by 6. 6 pi by 6. We'll get pi. Similarly, for k equal to 2, we'll get this as 8 pi by 6. Substitute the k values here. So depending on this one, phi k, I'll write sigma k. Sigma k is a into cos phi k. So that is a into cos phi 0 gives sigma 0. Similarly, b into sin phi 0 gives this one. So for phi 0, expression is a cos phi 0 plus, not plus, and sigma 0 is b sin phi 0. Okay, a and b you have calculated. Accordingly, I get the value of sigma naught as minus 3.3 and omega naught as 18.19. So sigma naught, omega naught is calculated. Sigma 1. And what is the P naught? P naught is a sum of sigma naught plus j omega naught. For k equal to 1, you will get sigma 1 as 6.6 minus and omega 1 as 0. So in the expression, sigma 1 plus j omega 1, 6.6 plus j 0. Similarly, for k equal to 2, you will get sigma 2 as minus 3.3 and omega 2 as this one. And what is P2? Sigma 2 plus j sin j omega 2. So minus 3.3 minus j 8.89. So see the P2 and the P1, P2 and the P naught, they are complex conjugate. Minus 3 plus, here it is minus. They are complex conjugate. So like we'll get S minus S1, S minus S1 star. And whereas this is not appearing in complex conjugate form, only one is there. So I will write the values in the standard equation. K divided by S plus, this is 6 minus, this becomes plus 6.6 multiplied by S plus 3.3 minus j 18.19. Another one is S plus 3.3 plus j 18.99. So when you cross multiply, you will get this expression. This is S3, B2 into S square, B1 into S. This is B1 and this is B0. B0 value is 2255.2. So you substitute here, you will get 2255.2 divided by this expression is the HA of S. So assignment, do similar problems, similar examples, 5 to 6. Next, the frequency transformation is used to design the high pass, band pass and band stop filters from the low pass. So the standard expression for the low pass is given, and from that low pass you can design the high pass, band pass and the band stop filter. Next, first one is a low pass to low pass filter. This is a low pass of this one, frequency response APAS, and first one will be the omega LP pass band, omega LS stop band. And here in the H of X expression, that will be in the form of the S divided by something like S is replaced by omega P by omega LP into S. When omega P equal to 1, it is called as the prototype filter or a normalized low pass filter. Then low pass to high pass, you have this is a high pass, omega HS stop band, omega HP pass band. This is a pass band. This is a stop band. This is a transition band. S is replaced by omega P, omega HP divided by S. For low pass to band pass, this is a band pass. AP pass band attenuation, stop band attenuation, and here stop band values are, this is pass band values are only this much. So this is omega L lower end, omega U upper end cutoff frequency. So S is replaced by omega P S square plus omega L omega U divided by S into omega U minus omega L. Similarly, for the low pass to band stop, this is the band elimination or the band stop. You have omega L lower cutoff frequency, upper cutoff frequency, and S is replaced by this expression. We'll take an example wherein we'll design the band pass filter using the low pass filter. So for band pass filter, we have this expression. S is replaced by this one. And standard expression for the low pass filter is 1 divided by S plus 1. Okay. So obtain the system function of second order band pass filter having passband from 1K to 2K. In the form of kilohertz he has given, you have to convert it into the radians per second. So FL is given 1K, FU is given 2K, omega L is 2 pi F1, omega U is 2 pi FU. You'll get 2000 pi and 4000 pi radians per second. And what is the S value? S value is S is to be replaced by omega P into this expression. Omega P pass band LU is given. So substitute the values omega L, omega U 2000, 4000 pi divided by S, omega U minus omega L, you will get this one, omega P into simplified version of this one. And if I take this as a omega P as a 1, then that is a prototype or a normalized band pass filter. So now S is to get H of band pass filter, that is H analog filter of S, wherein the S is replaced by this one. So this expression is 1 divided by S plus 1. S is replaced by this expression. If I write this in the place of S, this is 1 divided by S plus 1. Yes, this part is the S plus 1. This one as it is. If I simplify that one, you will get this expression. This is a band pass filter in the analog form. Next, after having this background, next we will go for the design of IR filters from the analog filters. We know how to design the analog filters like Chebyshev and the Butterworth. Okay, once you design a Chebyshev or the Butterworth, you have this expression in your hand, so which is in the S domain. Then for the Z domain or a distal domain is called as a Z domain, you have to go for the S to Z transformation. When S to Z transformation is there, you will get the H of Z, which is in the Z domain. Okay. Next, for designing, we take the stable analog filter. What is a stable analog filter? This filter has the poles on the left half of the S plane. This is the S plane sigma. This is J omega. All the poles are in appearing complex conjugate, and they are on the left side. This you have studied in the linear control theory. If any poles are on the right side, then it becomes a unstable filter. Okay, means in the Z domain we have a region of convergence. So means here the left side of the infinite area, that is for sigma less than 0. This is sigma equal to 0, this is sigma greater than 0, this is sigma less than 0. This whole area, hashed area is going to be mapped inside the unit circle. This is a unit circle. But you see this area is infinite, but it is mapped to a limited area. So because of that, there is a non-linear frequency mapping will going to occur. Similarly, the j omega axis, this is as good as you see. This line is just made it as a circle. Same thing. On the JW, I have shown it as some cross point, not the poles. Where this is mapped, those j omega axis is mapped onto the unit circle. What is j omega axis? J omega axis goes up to the infinity. Okay. Only the part of this one, only this part is going to be mapped onto this one. Then this part is also going to be mapped onto the unit circle. So means every patch of this one is going to be mapped onto this one. So this is not a one-to-one mapping. This mapping is not linear. This is also non-linear. So this is results into the non-linear frequency mapping. Then what are the types of S to Z transformations are there? There are four types. One is approximations of derivatives. Second one is impulse invariance method. Third one bilinear transformation. Fourth one is a matched Z transformation. We'll take up the first one. Approximation of derivative method or approximation of derivatives. dy by dt, the change in y, at t equal to nt is given by present value of y minus previous value of y. So previous value of y is nt minus t. T is the sampling period divided by t. This is replaced in the discrete form. This is in the analog form, continuous form. This is in discrete form. Instead of writing t here, I write just y of n minus y of n minus 1. That is the previous sample divided by t. Okay. The system function of analog differentiator h of s equal to s. S is nothing but j omega. That is the differentiator equation. And the distal equivalent of this one is h of z, which is given by 1 minus z inverse divided by t. So we'll compare equation 1 and the 2, analog form and the discrete form. So s equal to 1 minus z inverse divided by t. Okay, or s to the power of k is given by same thing to the power of k. Okay, so h of z is equal to h of s when s equal to 1 minus z inverse divided by t. We are going to get h of z from the h of s when s is replaced by this expression. Okay, simple. Next, we will find how this s plane of the analog continuous domain is mapped to the z plane. That is s plane to z plane mapping for the derivative approximation. From equation 3, I can write this as s into t, 1 minus z inverse, and z inverse is given by 1 minus s into t, z equal to, z inverse is there, 1 by z, or the z equal to 1 by 1 minus st. Substitute for the s is sigma plus j omega, we'll get this one, and separate out the real part and the imaginary part, we'll get, then multiply and divide it by the complex conjugate of this one, that is plus and the plus. Simplify this one, we'll get this expression. Okay, so I am interested to know this, how this axis is mapped onto the z plane. Okay, so what is this axis? At this axis the sigma value is 0. Sigma value is 0. Okay, so I'll substitute sigma equal to 0 in the above equation. Okay, which gives you the ZW axis. The z is given by 1 by this one when you substitute this one, plus j omega 1 plus omega t. This is when sigma equal to 0. So I call this as a x, this as a y. This whole term as a x, this whole term as a y. Next, we'll do simple this one. Then I will square the x square plus y square. Okay, square x square plus y square and solve it. We'll get this x value once again. Right. I will rearrange the terms. X square minus x plus y square equal to 0. X square minus x plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4. That result is 0 plus y square equal to 0, because I want to represent this one in the equation of a circle. Then I write this as x minus half square plus y square is equal to 1 by 4. When you solve this one, you will get back this one. What is this one? This is the equation of a circle with radius 1 by 4. Okay, and what are the center points on the x? Center points is x equal to 1 by 2 and y equal to 0. Y minus 0 is there. So this is the point where x equal to 1 by 2 and y is 0. And it is a circle of radius 1 by 4. This is a unit circle. Unit circle. Okay. So means this j omega axis is mapped. This red squares, I will show it here, is mapped onto this inner circle. Outer circle is this one. So no doubt it is a stable. But once again, this whole j omega axis, which is extend from minus infinity to plus infinity, is repeatedly mapped onto the same circle. And this part, hash lines, are inside this small circle. Okay, similar to the what we have studied. Next, we'll use this derivative approximation to find h of z. Find h of z using the approximation of derivative, given that analog filter is given by 1 divided by s plus 0.1 square plus 0.9. What is h of z? H of z is h of s when s is replaced by 1 minus z inverse by t. Okay, here s is there. I will replace it by 1 minus z inverse by t. This 0.1 as it is square plus 9. Solve this one, you'll get the final value for this h of z. Solve it. This base. So we'll stop here.